Okay. What's up, guys? Thanks again for joining the Introspect TV. As always, this is Mara Sank with my lovely co-host Paradox Report. Oh crap. What is that in the background? Sorry. Um, how are you guys doing today? We also have a special guest, Sasha, joining us. So this should be fun. How are you guys doing today?
I'm good. Hold on. Let me close this door over here because I'm visiting someone else. So sorry about that. I'm great. I'm excited about this evening show.
Sasha, how you doing today? I keep saying it's Sasha. How you doing today?
She may not be able to figure out how to take her phone off mute if it's on mute.
You have to unmute yourself.
Tap on your icon, Sasha, and then you should have the ability. She left the call.
I think she's probably gonna jump right back in. Um, hopefully everybody can hear us fine. Um, anyways, Sasha just having some technical difficulties going on. But anyways, we're gonna give her a second so that she can get back on.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know how I lost you guys.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, family. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. I'm ready.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so we're gonna start from the first zodiac sign, which is Aries. So, guys, what are your guys' opinions and thoughts on Aries?
What are my thoughts on Aries men? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you mine. I think, well, thank goddess, I don't really run into too many Aries. As an Aries sun, Aries rising myself, I don't find, and I'm sorry about the echo, I don't find too many Aries men, but I tend to meet Taurus that have a lot of planets in Aries, and I don't particularly care for them because they're a lot. They're like a little sloppy, a little too much, and a little too aggressive. And from what I've heard, not just and kind of experience, is that they're not that great with laying pipe. But we also know that we can't really just go by the sun sign. We have to consider other aspects and placements. So for me, it's sort of a nay.
It's a no for you?
Yeah, for the most part.
Wow.
Too.
Yeah.
What did you say?
What about you? Would you date an Aries?
So it's kind of crazy because I'm a Capricorn with a Libra rising. And so Aries is my seventh house of relationships and partnerships. So I attract Aries like wildfire. Everybody that knows me knows that I attract Aries like crazy. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Aries men. Like, it's like there's always that instant attraction, you know what I'm saying? Very passionate, but then usually somewhere down the line, you know what I mean? There's conflicts because we just don't understand each other's love language. So, and then also, Aries can be selfish, and I'm a Libra rising, so I just be like, you need to chill. And then, they can be overly aggressive, but they can be very exciting also, Aries men. Very exciting, very thrilling. But I think the Capricorn in me just be like, nah, it's a no for me, dog.
I think for me, I'm more like, because Aries men are typically very like, they move fast, they lose interest fast. It's kind of hard to keep they can have their pot in so many different places. They're usually good players. Like they're charismatic. They're very masculine. So, and they typically have a lot of women, and they have options. So it's kind of like that. An Aries man is kind of like he likes to chase. But you don't know if he actually likes you, and he probably doesn't even know if he actually likes you, or if he just likes to chase. Like Because once he gets you, it's very common for an Aries man, once they get you, to no longer want you. Because they're like their interest fades so fast, you know?
Very true. I'm kind of like that as the Aries Sun, Aries rising. I need a lot of mental stimulation, but then I also try to like tap into my progression so I can kind of, you know, avoid the pitfalls of that aggression and that Martian energy.
The relationships that I've had with people that have Aries placements, or if their sun is in Aries, they have been long term, but they are very impulsive when it comes to relationships. So even if the relationship with them lasts a long time, it's like it starts usually impulsively and then it ends like impulsively, or like just suddenly. Even if it was a long relationship, they'll just suddenly just end it. You know what I mean? But then a lot of Aries too have Taurus in their chart. So some of them, you know, can be more stable and not as impulsive.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Marisol?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, they're very impulsive, like I said. So I think all of us have a no for Aries men, right?
Damn. But you know what?
Dang.
Let me say this though, because Aries women are different. We can have our impulsive nature, but we're a lot more dependable than the Aries male. I'll say that much.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we got to look at the totality of an individual's chart, not just their sun sign.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. What about Tauruses?
Taurus men are next. I love Taurus men.
Who said that? Marisol?
Yes, I love me a Taurus man. Like I absolutely love a Taurus guy. Like there's nothing better than a Taurus man.
They're too slow for me. They tend to be a little too slow for my liking. It's like by the time a Taurus man catches up, I'm over it. And
Yeah.
I was
I like
seeing,
the slowness.
I don't. Because it's too long. You know what I'm saying? It's like they take years sometimes to make up their mind on what they sincerely want. And I've had some different experiences as far as the sex aspect with Taurus men. I mean, if I can just be straight up, um, it's like, all right, I don't want to be too vulgar, but I'll just say this. I don't know. Maybe because they have too much Aries energy, some of them, because one of them that I was seeing, he had Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Ascendant all in his first house. So sexually, I just don't think that we're that compatible. But I think they have a very sweet nature. They're very diligent, very what would you call it, like stable providers, that sort of thing. So I can appreciate their earth energy and the fact that they're willing to cook and feed you. But I just, you know, I haven't really had that much success for long term with Taurus men.
You know what's crazy is that I've never been with a Taurus man. And Taurus men, I don't even think they don't they if they are attracted to me, I don't know. They don't I've never I don't think I've ever dated a Taurus man before. But I'm a Capricorn, so you know they say Capricorns and Tauruses will go very well together. But I guess just because I have that Aries seventh house. But see, I've always wanted to kind of date a Taurus because they would fall in my eighth house, and I kind of like that intensity.
I like the possessiveness of a Taurus man. I like how he's like on you. Like if he values you and he feels like you're his woman, he's like, you're mine. Like I
Yeah,
like
he'll be on your body.
Moon in
Yeah.
Taurus, Venus in Taurus, so I like that.
I
Well, no,
don't know,
true.
yo.
I'm a
I'm a
Venus in
progress.
Taurus, so I can totally understand that. I can dig it.
I'm a progressed Aquarius stellium. Like I have a progressed Aquarius stellium, so the whole possessive thing to me, I just be like, it's like I kind of have a love-hate relationship with that too, because on one token, I like the intensity of it, but I don't want a dude to be like super jealous or possessive of me either.
I can feel that. Because I like it. I want somebody to be on my body, but I don't want, like, you're not going to start like with my freedom. And I mean, I'm pretty easy breezy, but I don't like anybody that just tries to restrict me.
Right.
I don't want to be
Exactly.
restricted either. I have Aquarius on the 7th house. I don't want to be restricted either. But I like the consistency of a Taurus man. The patience. The Taurus man seems to be like he don't want to be all in the, all in the scene. Like he's very more like reserved, and he's very he thinks his plans out. Taurus men are hardworking, so I like that in a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the stability of Taurus.
I think Taurus men make excellent, stable providers. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The downside can be, I noticed with some Taurus, is the drinking habit. There's quite a few that I've noticed have, I guess with all that working, that's their outlet. Having a drink or two. And some of them can be a little aggressive, but again, we got to look to their, what else they have going on in their chart. So, but I'm not saying I would never be with a Taurus. It's just it would have to be the right kind of Taurus.
Of course, absolutely.
My answer is a yes. So, what about you guys?
I'm gonna say yeah. I would definitely date a Taurus. Like I said, I've always wanted to date one.
I would give them the time of day. I would. But I don't know that, if they got a lot of planets in Aries and it's in the first house, I don't.
Oh, that Aries in the first house. Ooh wee.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
It's a bit much.
So let's talk about whatever sign that everybody pretty much in our comments on our Facebook page put down that they would not date. And we all know what that is.
A Gemini.
A Gemini. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no. Absolutely not.
Say yes, because
you said yes?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I, for one, I had one of my best relationships with a Gemini man. He was 16 years older than me. And I already knew beforehand that dealing with him, I was going to have to step my game up. And there were certain things I was not going to be able to do or behave a certain way. So it had me mature. But I enjoyed the relationship with him. The only thing is, like, after about 9 months, he didn't want to be in a relationship, but he bought really,
of course.
He bought me really great gifts.
Yeah,
he bought me a whole, he bought me the graduated bead from Tiffany's with the earrings. Yeah, he was great. So they're great gift givers. They're very intellectual. They like that mental stimulation. But it's like once they know that you like them, they don't fucking want you anymore. Like once they know you're in seat. So, but I'm going to say yes to the Gemini. It just depends. I probably prefer they be a little bit older.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Sasha?
So Gemini is my South node.
Oh.
And so I'm like, but I usually, Geminis are amazing friends to me. I love Geminis. Like as friends, I love them. They're so just chill and fun to hang out with. They tell amazing jokes. They're funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? But as far as dating is concerned, if I was to date a Gemini, they probably would need to have some grounding Taurus in their chart, because they just be all over the place. And, I need a little bit more stability, a little bit more security, and then another thing too is like, they can just go on and on and on and on. Like you get in an argument with a Gemini, it's never ending. It's never ending. They're never shutting up. Like,
my thing is, I have a Mars in Gemini, and Gemini rules my 11th house. So I'm cool with Geminis. Like I like talking to Geminis, and technically, depending on what time they were, what birth date they fall under, they are actually considered with me as marriageable types. But the thing is that I actually would date a Gemini. because I like to have intellectual conversations. But what I've noticed with a lot of Gemini men is they like to have variety of women. They're like the Aries, like they like to have variety, and it's like, you don't want to constantly have to keep up with them, have to be ever changing. Like, you don't want to do that. So
Right.
I would date them, but it depends.
So we all kind of said yes, but it depends for Gemini.
I mean, it just depends on what's going on. It depends. So
Right.
I mean, it just because the thing is, Geminis are also like mutable signs are prone to cheating. Like, so that's another thing. Like, and Geminis are very fluent with their sexuality, so they may like a whole bunch of freaky deaky stuff. And I ain't really too much into all that freaky deaky type of thing. Gemini men are more prone to wanting threesomes.
That's true. That's true.
They're
Or
also
just they
more prone to being, I noticed from my personal experience, there tends to be that sign that tends to be a little more gender fluid, if you will.
Yeah. I ain't want to say it, but
right.
yeah.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, definitely. That's true. I think kind of all the earth sign men, I would say, are like that.
Oh, that's
I think
interesting.
because think about it, Kanye
I
West
mean,
is a
not
Gemini.
earth sign men. I meant to say air sign.
Yeah.
Kanye West is a Gemini too. So Geminis also can be very like, I know more than you do. Like, I have the monopoly on everything, and you guys
And
don't
that's
know
the
where
thing.
you're.
I'm a Libra with Mercury in Aquarius. I'm not a Libra sun. I keep saying I'm a Libra rising. But I like that intellectual, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a sapiosexual. So they be getting me off of the just being super smart and witty. Like, that's very attractive. But they be all over the place.
I can see that too. I can see that too. But why do you guys think that so many people on our page listed Gemini as their sign? Gemini is like the go-to sign for everything. Who would you not want to be friends with? Gemini. Who would you not want to date? Gemini.
I
Like,
think because it's the level of immaturity and not really understanding what Gemini is sincerely about. Because then to know them is to respect them. A lot of people will say, oh, Gemini's two-faced. No, what happens is the Gemini tries to be diplomatic in many situations. And what will happen is they don't get into the bullshit between their friends. So then that's part of the reason why sometimes people will be like, oh, Gemini's two-faced. Why? Because they're not getting into your bullshit and they're not taking your side. The other side of that coin is when Gemini is done with you, there's really no talking to you about it. It's just sort of like you already knew, or you should have known what time it was, and that your actions were out of pocket, and therefore they show you their other face. So I think that Gemini is very misunderstood because the esoteric ruler of Gemini is Venus. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But it's sort of like how you have to respect, or you're better off respecting the Aquarian energy and giving them their freedom. Gemini needs the same thing.
Yeah,
Gemini would prefer for
definitely.
you to be a little detached as well within a relationship.
Yeah, my parents, my mom and my stepdad are an Aquarius and Gemini couple. They've been together for 8 years.
oh
But
wow.
but my stepdad, he's a Gemini, but back in the day, he used to be a player. Like, he used to have a ton of women back in the day. But he's way older now. Like, he's almost 70. You know, so
Oh, so he's that old player.
no, he's not a player no more. But back in the day, yes. But he was
He's
a
doing his
Cancer
thing.
moon, so he kind of got a balance to it. He got to have a balance to it. But yeah, Gemini. I think that too. Like, when it comes to Gemini and people not liking Gemini, it kind of is because Gemini will play both sides of the fence. Like, Gemini is that one sign that'll play devil's advocate. In every situation,
For
they are
sure.
that person. And that's why when it comes to like people like Kanye West, people don't like him because they're like, well, on one hand you're trying to be pro-black, but then on the other hand you over here with Donald Trump, and so it's like he's kind of playing devil's advocate. But Gemini is just that sign of understanding, you know, like they truly like try to intellectualize and understand everything. So that's why a lot of times, even if there's a certain situation that the norm of society doesn't quote unquote like, well, they're like, well, I can understand it from this perspective because da, 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 you know what I mean? So yeah. And then
So
plus Gemini is a sign of the trickster. So
That's funny.
Gemini is a sign of the trickster of the
oh yeah.
zodiac. Like
I love me some Geminis. I mean, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I haven't had a Gemini in a minute. I think I've only had one long-term relationship with a Gemini, but it was definitely one that was a respectable relationship, if nothing else. It was really good intellectually and just stepping my game up. So
yeah.
So I think we all agree that. Wait, did we all say yes?
I think
Yeah,
so.
we said yeah, they could get it.
Yeah.
They can get it.
So
Cancer.
moving on to Cancer. Cancer men. What
Oh
can you say
God.
about Cancer men?
I'll say this. Cancer men, I've had so many in my day. My first friend was a Cancer. My youngest son's father is a Cancer, and my youngest one, the 17-year-old, he's a Cancer. So I'll say this about Cancers: very, very sweet, loving individuals. They love to feed you. They love the home. They're another ones like the Aquarius. They love their friends. They honor their friendships. The thing about the Cancer is this: they take a while. They take a while to sort of warm up to you because when they love, they do love hard. But the thing about it is, they might tell you about how they feel, but it's more of like it takes a while for them to. So when they're angry, though, the thing is, what I've noticed across the board is that they like to break things. They want you to feel whatever it is they felt when they were upset. So I have done many cancers, but I think from this moment forward, I would prefer not to really deal with Cancer men.
Let me say this, because I'm gonna have to say yes just off the grounds that my boyfriend is a Cancer.
Yeah.
But I will say this though, Cancer men are the best cuddlers. Like they know how to
They
touch you,
absolutely
like,
are.
they know how to hold you at night. Like my boyfriend can cuddle like it's nobody's business. But I will say Cancer men tend to be passive aggressive. Like there's two different types of Cancer men. You have the one type where their emotions are on their sleeves and they're moody as crap. Like, any little thing goes wrong, they're like downhill, And then there's the other Cancer man where his emotions he has his shell, and his shell is so hard, and he's not letting you in. He's not open to expressing himself because he does have a lot of feelings. He is sensitive. So, depending on which type you're dealing with, that can determine, I'm not gonna, I have to say yes because my boyfriend is a Cancer. He has a stellium in Cancer. But beforehand, the Cancers that I've come across, it would be a no. As I don't like the moodiness. I definitely do not like moodiness.
Yeah, I can't with the moodiness, yo. Like honestly, I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm very sensitive, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't with the passive aggressiveness either. Like I have Aries in the seventh. I like men to be very assertive, you know what I mean? And I kind of do like aggressive men, but I mean, I feel like Cancer men would make a great friend. You know what I mean? Like they'll be great friends, like men that you could like talk to about
I
your
agree.
emotions and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Totally.
But as far as a relationship, it's not that they're even like. Well, actually, I have heard about a lot of fuck boys as Cancers. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Woo you with their emotions. They can woo you because they're good with making women feel at home. Because the woman, Cancer, the sun sign rules the mother, the home life. So they can make women feel like they're at home. Like they don't get it twisted. They may be emotional.
Yeah, and they can have a ton of other females too. That don't get that twisted. A Cancer will sit up there and cuddle with you and be doing
oh
that with a few
yeah,
other females. But again, You got to look to that chart because some will be a
Yeah.
little more serious than others. I actually like Cancer moons. I have a child that's a Cancer moon, and I actually have a friend of mine. He's a Taurus sun, Cancer moon. I really like them. I think that they're very sweet individuals. They don't have that harsh need to make you feel what they felt breaking or punching walls type of thing to them. They're a
Cancers
little more subdued.
also, sorry.
No, go
Cancers
ahead.
also hold grudges. Like, them motherfuckers, you make them. My boyfriend,
Yeah.
like, I make him mad. He's really good at making me think that everything's all good, and then letting me know everything is not all good. Like, he can hold a grudge. He can say,
Yo, that's how my stepdad is. He's a Cancer moon. He's a Cancer moon, and you'll think everything is straight. Hello?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you'll think
Yeah, I'm
everything is
here.
straight, and then all of a sudden it just comes out like, what is going on?
Yeah, they're
Like,
emotional in a different way. Hmm.
I don't really, and then on top of that, they have that way of being like, they don't, they're sensitive, and depending on, like I said, which Cancer man you're dealing with, he may not like, because I'm a Mercury in Aries, so I'm very straightforward and blunt when I talk. You know what I mean? I'm straight to the point. And Cancer, like, depending on which one you're dealing with, like, he may let you know right then and there you hurt his feelings, or like with my boyfriend, he has to shell, so he's not gonna tell me I hurt his feelings, but I'm gonna know with eventually that I said something that I shouldn't have said.
Right.
I mean, but as far as dating Cancers, I'm gonna have to say yes. I will date Cancer man. It's just, you know, depending on what kind we talk about. What did you say? Did you say yes, Sasa?
I'm gonna say, oh, this is a hard one. This is hard.
That's a hard one, guys. So Cancers that's been trying to ask Sasa.
Oh my god.
But no, you guys are listening, so she's kind of not too
I'm trying to figure it out. Would I say yes or no? Okay, I'm gonna say yes, I would consider it. Only reason too is because they fall in my 10th house. So I feel like if I was to date a Cancer, like with me, especially with me being a Capricorn, we might just have that level of understanding, and we'll probably get a lot of things done professionally together, which I think would be dope. So I'm gonna say yeah, I guess.
paradise.
What are we talking about? Because my call dropped. We're talking about whether or not we date
We're,
Cancer.
she's, Sasha was on the fence about whether or not she'll date Cancer men.
Well, because that's her opposition. It's, it's always with your op. It's sort of like I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's the subtle things that you kind of don't want to see in yourself, or you don't want to have to adjust to. That's my personal experience. I mean,
Right.
I love my Cancer child. He's the sweetest. But I mean, I've had my fair share of Cancer men. I'm not going to say no 100%, but it's about 85, 90% no. No, thank you.
It's a yes for me, guys. It's a yes for Sasha, I think. You said yes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
It's
said
a
I
no
would try.
from
I would see what's up. I would see what's up with it. You know what I'm saying? I would see what's up with it.
it's a no for Paradise Report. So
Yeah, for sure. 80, 90% no. But I tell you what I do like Leos. I love Leos.
Oh
Leo.
my God, I love Leo men. I love
They're
Leo
the best, hands
men.
down.
I love Leos.
They're like they're my favorite because I feel like with the air, and I don't know if there's too much wind out here because there's an echo inside the house. But I like the fact that Leo men are very attentive to the Aries, and it's sort of like I feel like they don't judge the Aryan energy. They don't think the worst of it. They're very supportive. And my personal experiences with Leos, my mom is a Leo. My mom's a Leo. My uncle's a Leo, and one of my long-term boyfriends of 3.5 years, he was a Leo with a Libra moon. So I'm gonna say yes all day to the Leo. They also tend to have like great hair. They're very, they're just very sweet, very giving, very generous individuals. And They really move from the heart. So I can really appreciate the Leo. Love them.
I agree. I think Leo men are great. Leo men are awesome. They're leaders. You know what I'm saying? They always want to take care of you. It's something that I've noticed with Leo men. They love
Facts.
whining and dining you. They love showing you off. They love letting everybody know, like,
Yep.
yes, this is my lady, this is my woman. You know what I'm saying? They love hyping you up. I love that about Leo men. They like using words of affirmation, telling you how beautiful you are. They like Leo men love to spoil you, to be honest.
Yes.
Like all the Leo men I've encountered, they always want to spoil you. So I think that's dope. The only thing with Leo men is that they're big flirts. So if you're not somebody
Yes.
that can handle that flirtatious energy, don't get with a Leo.
I
Because the Leo is
agree.
the type of dude
Yeah,
that
they
will
definitely
literally
flirt.
flirt and throw it in your face that they're flirting too. Like they don't care.
They
They
like
Yeah.
want you to know.
conversation.
Yeah, because so you would kind of have to get used to that with a Leo man because not only will he flirt, but he'll do it and like make it obvious, or he'll go flirt and then tell you about it. Like,
No,
oh
or you'll
well,
find out about it via text because they just do it. I feel like and I'm sorry to cut you off, but they are the type that will actually just entertain text on the strength of it being attention. Just like kind of like knowing that they still have it, but they're very loyal at the same time. So, but you're absolutely right, Shasta. They do have
yeah.
that flirting thing about them. And I really like Leo moons too, but they can't really hold a candle to the Leo sun for me. Not sincerely. Yeah.
Leo sun or Leo moon?
Leo moon I like, but they're not as thorough as the Leo sun to me.
They a little bit dramatic.
They are very, yeah, very true.
Leos are rude dramatic. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
say it's gonna be surprising because I'm gonna have to go get the grain, but I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have
What?
What? Why?
because Leo men are like, listen. This is the kicker. I'm a Leo rising.
Exactly.
I'm a Leo rising, but I don't like. I have a Taurus moon, a Venus and Taurus. Like I don't like all of that. It makes a square to the Leo energy. I don't like all that superficialness. I find Leo men to be kind of
They're
superficial.
not superficial per
I don't
se.
like all the dramaticness. I don't like all the they Leo men tend to be the ones who be like, I need a bad girl. I need a girl with some makeup all the time, always
No,
time,
not really.
going
They
on
just
that.
want you to look fly.
That's my experience. That's what I've seen thus far. They are always trying to be in the limelight, always roaring. Like Leo rules the lion. They want to be in the jungle. I don't like all that. Like sit your butt down and relax, sir. Like and you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing.
Yeah,
Like and they're
that's
always
true. They're
looking
very
for the
stubborn. They
parents.
can be. They can be extremely stubborn. All Leo energy. Like once their mind is made. Oh, and the one thing that I will say about Leo that I don't like is that they could be way too prideful sometimes. Like if they got their mind made up about something, even if they're wrong, like Leo's the type of sign that'll be wrong and strong. Like they will know that they wrong and they'll still be like,
And
no,
you know
my
what? That is my uncle's motto, and he's a Leo. He'll tell you, you wrong and strong with it. And my mom, she's a Leo, wrong and strong with it. And you can't even go against it. But they're good people.
They are.
Yeah.
That's true. And they usually don't have malice intent.
No, they don't at all.
I'm gonna take it somewhere else because I'm gonna have to touch on Leo women. I don't really like Leo women like that. In terms of like
Mm.
friends, I think Leo women, especially the sun signs. Now
Because they
us
don't they
rising
don't they don't
signs, us
they
rising
don't
signs, we
fuck with
cool.
people like that.
But
They're way more on their queen of the jungle shit. Like they don't really
I
need
find them to be
others.
very
Others need
like.
them. Hmm.
I feel like they're very attention seeking. Like
Really?
I
I
find
don't
women
at
to be
all.
very attention seeking. Like they're the ones who are always posting something to get attention. Like
No.
oh my god, like the
I
Leo
haven't had that
I'm
experience
seeing,
with Leo women.
No, me either. I'll say this because I'll tell you this. Both my mother and my homegirl, who I'm actually chilling with right now, she's in the next room. They're both Leo sons, and they both dealt with Sagittarius. My mom was married to my dad, who was a Sag. And what happens with them is the dynamic tends to be the Sagittarius man is so thrown by the Leo woman because they don't seek the attention of the Sagittarius man. They'd rather be reading a book somewhere or doing their own thing. They're not chasing a man, they're in their own realm. So I think, I'm going to say that that would be attributed to other things within their natal chart or in their progressions that's hitting them a different way. Because I really don't see that with Leo women at all.
When you think about it, Leo rules Hollywood. So, in acting. So, Leo women tend to make the best actresses. Most actresses are Leo women. So, most top actresses. So, they can be like, oh, look at me. Let me do something to get some kind of, attention from it. So, yeah, like, it's a no for me. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Maybe Leo women. I mean, Leo moon, Leo womb, Leo moon women. Maybe Leo moons as a whole. But I'm all day Leo. I will totally deal with the Leo, hands down. End of story.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely date a Leo.
Yeah.
And it'd be dope if they had some Virgo in their chart too to ground them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Speaking of Virgo men. What about the Virgo men?
Virgo.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all. I'm just hoping my phone don't die. I gotta step outside because this echo is killing me. So Virgo men, I notice is this. I like Virgo men to a certain degree. I think the thing about Virgo men is you have to be mindful because Virgo man is like in the relationship with the same woman from like the age of 17, 18 to like 25. And then they turn around, they might break up with them for a little while. Then they fuck with somebody else. And then that person may not know that they broke up with somebody else. And then they find out the hard way and they go back with the other person. So I think Virgo can be long term, but you just got to be ready. You got to, because if they love you, they fuck with you and they fuck with you the hard way and they be ready to like marry you. If a Virgo dude ain't really like on your body like that, then it's sort of like, you're kind of like, I want to say, and not for all Virgos, but I want to say that you're kind of like a side piece. As far as Virgo women go, they're really big on keeping up appearances. And I see a lot of similarities between them and Scorpio women about how they go about relationships and how much it means to them on a surface level. So for Virgo men, I'm not that thrilled. I'm like 50-50. They would have to be going hard for me to actually fuck with them like that.
I feel you. Virgo energy in general, I tend to like it because it makes an opposition with my moon in Pisces. And like my best friend since we were 5 years old, she has a Virgo moon. Like I know a lot of people with Virgo energy in their chart. But plus I'm a Capricorn, so it definitely complements my Capricorn energy very well. The only thing that I feel like people need to watch out for Virgos, and it's crazy because just the other week I did this Q&A on my Instagram, and the most questions that people asked were about Virgos in relationships. So many people were asking me about Virgo. Yes, like men and women were like, "Oh, I'm dating this Virgo. Oh, I'm dating this Virgo," and like they were all asking questions. I'm like, "Yo, everybody in Virgo," and I think it's because Virgos have that Pisces 7th house. So like when it comes to relationships, they can have a lot of issues in relationships because it's like they can be just as sacrificial as Pisces are in relationships, and then just like not seeing people for who they are and like kind of having an illusion about who they're with. And then they be having that reality check.
No, you're right. I can agree with that totally because I feel like with Virgo men, I've seen one of my uncles in action. And I'm like, wow, like he would have married, I don't know how many. Because when he's in love, he's all in 100 grand. So I can totally see the delusion thereof, the Virgo man.
Yes. And then Virgos in general can usually attract relationships to them that they feel they want to fix the other person.
Totally.
They see the person for their potential. Because I'm a sidereal Virgo rising, so I kind of low key got the Virgo energy a little bit. But Yeah, so they just need to, I don't know. With Virgo, I feel like I'm 50-50 too. It's like, yes, but like it would really have to be,
They'd
I
have to
feel
go
like,
hard. They'd have to go hard, right? Like they'd have to be on
yeah,
it.
I'm
I'm
gonna
a
yeah.
say
Virgo
this.
moon, so I totally. And I have this. My stellium is in Virgo, so I
Oh,
like
wow.
Virgos, but I just don't catch them when they're like 100% single, or they don't catch me during that time. So I'm 50-50
Mm.
still. Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes for Virgo men, but I do agree. Virgo men tend to be they are very detail oriented, and they're very critical too. So it can kind of get a little annoying, but because of my Earth energy, and I'm a 13-degree moon in Taurus, so I have underlining Virgo in it. So I'm gonna say yes because I like the stability of a Virgo. I like how they pay attention to details, and even though it can get kind of annoying, and they can kind of overkill it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they be ODing.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you what they do as well. They fucking change your diet. Fuck around with a Virgo and you're gonna be a vegan in no time. They are just really, they have a way of sort of like having their partner adopt to their routines and their diet.
Right, right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
because it's like for Virgo men, and then on top of that, Virgo men, if they get into a relationship with you, you can bet your soul that they're in it. You know what I mean? It's gonna
Yeah,
be for them to
totally.
get out of that relationship.
Right, that's so true.
So I like the fact that they're not gonna just break up with you out of nowhere. They're gonna have to think about it over
They
time.
might though.
Right, they gonna have to think
Your
about it.
side
They're gonna
piece.
be like, yeah, they're very calculated. If you're in a
Yeah.
Yeah,
relationship with a Virgo, it's sure that they didn't just make that decision impulsively. They really thought that shit thoroughly through
True.
before they just decided to be with you.
Agreed.
Libra, what do you guys think about
Oh
Libras?
my gosh.
here we go. Here we go. Don't get hot stuff.
Well, I'm an Aries, natal
It's a
Aries sun,
no for
Aries
me.
rising, and I'm gonna have, and then I have progressed Libra in the fifth. I'm going, and with a couple planets there, I'm going to say I have this thing about Libra. I think that they're beautiful creatures. I just don't like the passive aggression. And it's this whole thing about taking the diplomacy and not wanting to be wrong so far. But at the depth of it, they can appreciate art and things that are Venusian. And they're also great cuddlers and usually beautiful people. So I'm going to say yes to the Libra. I just need one that has a little more oomph within them. They again, it's sort of like that Virgo thing where I need to know, they'd have to be going a little harder in that sense
Mm.
for me to really feel them like that.
Yeah, I feel you. For me, it's a no for Libra. I just
Really?
know. Yeah, it's just a no. Like, no, I'm good. And usually, my what I be seeing Libras, they usually are always pretty boys. I don't really like the
Yeah,
pretty
you're
boy
right.
thing.
Yeah.
And they just don't be masculine enough. I like really masculine men, and Libra men usually are just they're too pretty. Like,
They
and
are
then they
very. Hmm.
they're very pretty, and then they be players low key. Libra
Yeah. Yeah.
men, they can be players. Like, so it's a no for me. I'm
I'll agree
good.
with
What
you on
about you,
that.
Marathon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, this is the thing with Libra men that I found. Because Libra men tend to always have a girlfriend. Like, they
Like
always
the
in a
Virgo.
relationship.
Yeah.
So if you find a Libra man and he tells you he's single, you're gonna have to really dig deep and make sure that he's actually single because Libra men tend to always be in a relationship. Like my brother's a Libra and he has always been in a relationship. He's been married. Like he's always had someone, you know?
And
So
that's me. I'm a Libra rising.
Always in the mix. But see, you got that
Always.
Aries in the seventh house, though. So it makes sense where you like the aggressive, more masculine type of male. I don't really like the pretty boy nature per se. Part of me likes it, but I kind of like, somebody who wants to get their hands dirty and, that sort of thing. So I can feel you.
Libras,
Uh-huh.
sorry, Libras
Yes,
tend to be indecisive.
very.
I don't
And
like
that's annoying as fuck.
the And
Yeah.
they tend to want to be diplomatic in everything. And it's kind of like, you can't always be diplomatic.
Exactly.
So that's another thing for me. But
I agree.
Libra men, the ones that I've met, they tend to be super funny. They tend to have great, like, they're very funny guys. Like, they can make you laugh like it's nobody's business. So, would I date a Libra? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. We got a few points for the Libras. They on the they just made it. So who's next?
So 2 for Libra and 1
One no. Two yes, one no.
yeah, 2
Wait,
yes,
who said
1 no.
no?
You said why did I say no?
Oh, Sasha said no. I thought Lori said
Oh
no.
No,
no.
I
You know
said
I got
no.
my little thing for Libras and Libra risings and Libra moons. That same Leo I was telling y'all about,
Cuz it's
he
your
had a Libra moon.
opposition.
Yeah. Yeah, them, and then
Yeah,
I have
those
Pluto in the
oppositions are
7th house,
nice.
Libra.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
like the oppositions, but for me, nah. I'm good.
So
Absolutely.
let's discuss the one that is so sensual and sexual, the
Oh
Scorpio
please.
man.
I
Yes, 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 yes,
Scorpio,
yes.
I'm gonna say this. My observation of Scorpio men. I noticed that some of them, like I know a couple personally who get into relationships with women that they don't really like that. A lot of the time it tends to be another Scorpio woman. And I'm gonna say that I mean, I just don't like the way they move because they'll be in that solid relationship, not really wanting to be in that relationship and seeking outside relationships. And then they're always going through some sort of, more so the females I see, they go through a lot of trauma, especially, like Scorpio moons. And the Scorpio females sort of have this thing where it's like they seek perfection. And I noticed a lot of similarities between them and Virgo women, where it's like anything to make the picture look perfect, even if it's not. So I'm going to say I can do without the Scorpio. I'm going to say I would rather pass on a Scorp than to deal with a Scorp. It's a little too much for me.
She says a little too
Too
much.
much.
Just a little.
Funny because you're Pluto and Libra, so the Pluto and Libra people, y'all tend to be on the fence about that Pluto energy. So
I
that
mean, I guess I can't really say too much because look, I'm a Pluto and Libra in the 7th house. Like, so, you can imagine what that comes with. But I just don't particularly care for this how the Scorpio men move. I love them as friends. Like, I love Scorpio energy because it'll always challenge you, and they're pretty brilliant. But I don't know if I want to deal with that constant trauma that they are dealing with on a regular basis. So I'm gonna say no.
What about an evolved Scorpio?
I'm gonna say yes. I actually like Scorpio energy.
It's a good question, Shasa. I'm not sure. I would have to see how consistent they could be, but maybe. Mm-hmm.
You
I'm
say
gonna
yes, Marisol?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say yes because I like the again. I mean, I like the mystery of a Scorpio man. I like the intensity of a Scorpio man. I like how they're like when they want you, they want you. Like they're into you. Like they let you know, their focus is on you. I like that thing about them. Like
Yeah, I can definitely appreciate Scorpio energy. Scorpio Scorpio moons, that can be a little intense. But I mean, I
I like
like the intensity. But I feel like Scorpio moons and Scorpio suns, there's definitely a different dynamic there.
Totally. Totally. Mm-hmm.
Venus and Scorpio. I love Venus and Scorpio.
I kind of like Venus and Scorpio, but they be on some other shit. Like they have a very direct. They know what they want in an individual or a person. So but I think of all things, I could deal with a Venus and Scorpio. I would prefer Venus and Scorpio versus a Sun or Moon in Scorpio because that Moon in Scorpio is a little bit much for me.
I would say this. I'm gonna say this. The thing about Scorpio men is they're very masculine. I like
Yes, I love that.
Scorpio men.
That is true.
And they're very deep. Like they don't like superficial things. They want to take it to the
The
depth. I like deepness. I like having deep conversations. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like
Yeah,
people.
I love Scorpio, man. I love Scorpio energy, period. Like me as a Capricorn, like that Scorpios are my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Scorpio energy and I love that they have that intensity to them. They want to go beyond the surface. You'll just have like the deepest conversations with them, having pillow talk, like and having emotional intercourse.
No,
I
I feel
think
you
that
on that.
Scorpio men are good in bed. Now, I don't know that. I've never been with Scorpio guys, so I don't know. But I've heard they're really good in bed.
I'm gonna say this. I've heard that the Scorpio women are whack. Scorpio men, I've had at least one or two. No, I had two. They were pretty decent, but again, because I know some of the Scorpio women getting tight out there. But I heard from men that they're a little whack in bed. But I guess that would go. We'd have to look a little deeper into their chart. But
Wow.
I'm gonna say my Scorpio men that I have had, the two that I'm thinking of, decent, totally.
Now,
Um,
what about? So, wait, did we all say you said
I
no,
said
right,
yes.
Lori?
I said
Say
yes.
it. Say it again.
You said no to Scorpio?
For the most part, I'm gonna say no to Scorpio. It's
I'm
too
gonna
much.
say yes. I'm definitely saying
I
yes to
said yes.
Scorpio. So one no, two yes for Scorpio.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I've actually had a best friend of 25 years. She was a Scorpio. I like Scorpios though. I fuck with them the long way because they're deep people. But I don't particularly care for the men per se.
Mm,
And I don't want to do
mm.
that trauma with them. And then if they're Scorpio moon, they take forever to actually talk about the things that they've gone through, and that's not my speed. So I'm gonna say no.
Right, and it's like they done been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to tell you.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
So let's talk about the adventurous Sagittarius men.
Quick,
Oh Lord, here they go.
quick to marry, quick to cheat is what I say about the Sag. Not all Sag, but many. My dad was a Sag, and he married my mom, the Leo, and they're deep lovers. And my homegirl who's here, she's had a couple Sages, and I'll tell you, they will fucking hunt you down. They will hunt you down. They will kick in your door. They will, and they'll be doing the most on their own, like fucking around with whoever they want, but you better not.
Oh
So,
yeah, they're
Oh
definitely
yeah,
cheaters. That Sagittarius men are definitely cheaters.
yeah.
they
But they're
are.
great
They are
parents.
the cheaters of the
Yeah.
zodiac, and so is Gemini, which they have that polarity there with Gemini
Yes,
being Gemini's
totally.
opposite.
I agree.
Sag men, I have to say yes, just because they're deep thinkers, just like Scorpios, and I really like that intensity. And a lot of times, Sagittarius has Scorpio in their chart, so that'd be kind of cool. The only thing about Sag is if you with the Sag, it's like 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be fucking with other people or they're gonna be talking to other people. You know what I'm saying? So
They
that's
flirt.
something that and they're huge flirts. And but Sagittarius can be loyal if they have some, a lot of Scorpio in their chart when they get older. You know what I'm saying? They're more evolved, and a lot of Sagittarius are progressed Capricorns too. So
I
Yeah.
like that. I totally. I can dig that if they're evolved. I just don't come across too many Sag. When I do have a Sag relationship, don't get it twisted. I got Sag homegirls that we're like sisters.
Yeah, me too.
And then with the guys, it's sort of like we get along way better as like a sibling situation or a friendship situation. They're good people. They give great advice. I just thank goddess I never had a long-term Sagittarius boyfriend. That much I will say.
I was with a Sag for 2 years.
Wow.
I was with a Sag for 2 years, and I think he was a Sag in the Deacon of Aries. Oh
Okay.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, he was, you know what I'm saying? He was the type of man, all the women were after him, you know what I'm saying? He definitely was a cheater. He was like a serial cheater, actually, like
Oh,
multiple times. But he was very intellectual. He was very like charming. Like Sag men are also, they can be very charming. They know how to
yeah.
get women. You know what I'm
They
saying?
Yeah.
do. They're players.
Bait and switch. I'll tell you that much. They're the master of bait and bait and switch. But they are
But
good
I
natured
love
people.
Sag women. I love Sag women.
Me
Like
too.
Sag women can do no wrong. Like to me.
Agreed.
I'm gonna say this though. Sagittarius can also be their undoing can be that they think that they know everything.
Yeah, to a
And
degree.
they're kind
Mm-hmm.
of they're kind of like put it all out there on the table types. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm kind of with you guys. If they're evolved, then it's a yes. But in general, I'll be interested, but then long term, I don't really know. I'm on the fence.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, they either got to go hard or go home. I mean, I like Sag Rising, though. I like
Yo,
fire
I
energy.
attract so many Sag risings. I think that's the most sign that I know is people with Sag risings. It's so
I
crazy.
like them.
Yeah, I like Sag risings. They're dope. And
Yeah.
Sag falls in my third house, so it's
Okay.
usually all love with Sages with me. I don't really be beefing with them like that. Like I know a lot. Even my dad is a Sag moon, a Scorpio with a Sag moon.
See, I like that. I like that. Well, I don't like Sag Moon when it comes to women that have Sag Moons because I kind of want to punch them in their throats because they just be doing too much.
Why?
They do too much. They drink too much. Not all, but some. The unevolved ones, they're just a little bit much. But I enjoy that Sagittarian energy. They're always like a bag of fun.
They are. They
Yeah.
are.
So I'm gonna say I would. I would, but it's just that I don't end up in that position so much.
Hmm.
What did you say, Sasa? Did you say yes or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, just because I love Sag. I love Sagman. Plus, that's my North Node, so it's like
Okay.
I feel like they bring purpose in my life. Like all the Sages, even the women. Like I just love Sag energy.
How about those Capricorns?
Capricorn.
Ew,
Love them.
no, and that's my own sign, and I'm saying ew.
Yeah. I guess that's how I feel too about Aries. I fucking love Capricorns. I was raised
I
with
love Capricorn
Capricorn
men.
men. Say it again about the women.
I like Capricorn men. I like them. They're very
Oh,
serious. They're very about
love
their
it.
business. Like I like. Listen, I have a stellium in the 10th house, and Capricorn rules the 10th house. I love Capricorn men, and my North
Yeah.
Node is in Capricorn. I have Uranus and Neptune in Capricorn. I have to be careful with Capricorn men though, because they may hit my Uranus, my Neptune, and I don't.
That's
It's
the thing that
good,
sucks
but
about being a Capricorn in this generation is that I be hitting hella people Neptune and
Oh,
Uranus.
I see. I like Capricorn because they're great for choke fucking. So I'm gonna
For what?
say
so wait, hold on. Wait, for what?
you heard me. So
What?
I'm gonna say yes to the Capricorn man. But I like them because they're diligent, they're serious, and they have that kind of like cold air to them. But as they mature, they become a little more easy breezy and a little more relatable. But I'm gonna say absolutely yes to the Capricorns.
I like Capricorn moon and Capricorn. I like
Oh
that.
Oh
no, I
God, that's
cannot.
like
No.
Satan. That's like dating
I
Satan.
like the fact that they're so. Listen. My Juno is in Capricorn. I like men that are serious. I like the authority type of to them. I like the like they are very like this is what I'm doing. But the one thing I will say though, you gotta be careful with Capricorn men because they can be like they can also be users.
Oh, totally. Depending on what kind, especially Capricorn moon too. The Capricorn moon and the Scorpio moon, they face a lot of trauma in childhood, from what I have seen from my experience. So, and they can that Capricorn moon energy. I've noticed, yes, absolutely, and the Capricorn sun. But again, the got to consider the other aspects and placements within the chart. But yeah, I totally can see those characteristics and agree with that. They can, you got to be mindful because they can be the using type.
Yeah, as far as Capricorn, I have to say no, just because I'm a Capricorn and I have a stellium in Capricorn. So me being with another Capricorn, like it would just be too much. Like it, and then I just feel like we would just both be the same. Like I've talked to a Capricorn man before, and it was just kind of awkward because it was just like, yeah, I like you on the surface. Like you have a lot of great qualities about you, and I could see that. But like the chemistry was like more like a sibling or something. Like it was just like kind of
Ah,
weird. Like because we're the same. Like we're both
I
Capricorns.
can see that.
Like I need
Yeah.
somebody that has something that I don't have. Not you're the same as me. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I just feel like the relationship, if I was in a relationship with a Capricorn, it would be boring because we would both just be sitting there like, I don't know.
I'm
I
gonna say
can't.
I'm gonna say this though. With Capricorn men though, they can be very like about their image. So they will date
Yeah.
you if they feel like you're good for their image and they feel like you're good for their career. And but Capricorn men are also known for having two women because they'll have the woman that like has a clean image. She's not like very sexually outward or whatever. But then they'll have another woman on the side that's like who they relax with, who they have
Mm-hmm.
I
like
can see that. I can
to
see
feel
that.
them. Yeah, because they're very much about their image. So if they
Capricorns
don't
in general, yeah.
yeah, they don't think you fit their image, women, if they think that you're like loose, they think you have a bad reputation, they're trust and believe they'll date you behind the scenes, but they're not gonna go public with you. And they can really, really like, and also with Capricorn men, like they're more likely to use their wives for the mistress. Like
What'd you say?
they're likely to leave their wives for the mistress.
No, not I.
I
No,
can't see
no.
that. No,
I
not
have to
at
disagree.
all.
I would say that they'll definitely have
No,
a mistress, but they are not fucking leaving their
actually,
wives
no,
for
they
the
won't leave
mistress.
their wives. The thing is
No,
that they are more
Capricorns are
likely to fall in
loyal.
love with the second
They are
woman.
loyal.
They're more likely to fall in love with the other woman.
What?
If they
Why
do,
though?
they not leaving they main squeeze.
They
They're
not,
too
because that's gonna ruin their image.
exactly.
A Capricorn, trust me, take it from a fellow Capricorn. If we feel like it's gonna be too much pressure, you know what I'm saying? Nah, 9 times out of 10, they staying loyal. You know what I'm saying? Like a Capricorn won't even do certain things, even if they're tempted
Yeah,
to, just because they care about their image. They'll be like, "Nah, I'm
very
not gonna do
true.
it because
Yeah,
if
that's
people
not
are
their
gonna."
reputation. They're definitely, but the thing is that this is the thing.
What?
This is the thing with an Aries man, that because they're different. An Aries man, he'll cheat, but he ain't falling in love with the other woman. A Capricorn
He
man will fall
might.
in love with the other woman.
He might though. He
No,
like
Aries men tend to be like they got a woman, and they'll go out and step out, but they're just doing it for sex. A Capricorn man is doing it, and he actually has feelings for the other woman.
what feelings?
I'm telling
I
you,
don't know.
like,
I'm gonna say no. From what I have experienced with Capricorn men, they will have their side piece, but you better believe they're keeping wifey on the front line or their wife. They don't
for
just
the image. If they think she's the minute she steps off that pedestal that they
then
put her,
it's a wrap.
it's a
He'll
wrap.
leave her. Yeah. He'll totally leave her. It's not really the thing of he doesn't really hang in the balance about it. So that's just my personal experience. But I'm gonna say
Mm.
absolutely positively yes to the
It's a
Capricorn
yes to the
king.
Capricorn man for me.
Yes,
If I
hailing
wasn't
the
a
Capricorn.
Capricorn, I would say yes, but because I am a Capricorn, I'm saying no. Like I
Okay.
can't.
So what about these Aquarius men?
Oh my God.
Yes, I
I'm
like
gonna say
Aquarius, man.
Aquarius. Yeah,
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say hell to the no, and please no
Why hell
Aquarius
to the
men
no?
either. I just don't dig them. Like, and I have Aquarius on the South Node. So I don't ever really feel like I really mesh that well with Aquarians. But I got a homegirl who's always like, "Yeah, you are very Aquarian." I personally don't see it, and if that's true, I feel like I'm detached
I don't see
from
it.
that.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't really see it either. So I'm gonna say no because, but what I can say about Aquarians is this: I can respect the fact that they're innovators. I feel like with Aquarius, they're here for something bigger to create. Their relationships are secondary. They love their friendships and that sort of thing, but they're a little too detached for me. Even though the
Yeah.
sun is a sextile situation, I'm going to say no, absolutely not.
I'm gonna say no because this is the crazy thing about it. My boyfriend has a moon in Aquarius, and
Ugh.
my thing is, with Aquarius men, like it's hard to pin them down. Like they're the least likely to commit. So, like you have to, and if you're dating Aquarius man, Venus in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius, you're gonna have to be his friend. Like you and
Pretty much.
he's gonna require a whole Aquarius men require a whole lot of space. And they have a whole lot of friends. They're cool with the friends with benefits. They're cool with the
Mhm.
open relationships. Like they don't want you imposing on their freedom and their space. Like, get off me. That's the Aquarius man. Like, girl, they don't want you calling
Get
them all
off.
the time. Like
Mhm.
they can go a whole week without talking to you, and acting to them it's like normal.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
For me,
go ahead.
for me, the Aquarius men, I'm gonna have to say yes. I like Aquarius energy. I have Mercury in Aquarius. I'm a progressed Aquarius with the progressed stellium in Aquarius in the fifth house. Aquarius is just the males and the females. They fall in my fifth house, so I just feel like I always have hella fun around Aquarius. Is like they just light me up, and they're very different and unique. I like how they don't just try to go with the status quo of things. I'm gonna say though this: yes to Aquarius suns, but hell no to Aquarius moons. I
Okay.
cannot do the
My boyfriend's
Aquarius
Aquarius
moon.
moon.
The Aquarius moon is too detached. Like I can't. Like
they,
baby,
they
no.
give zero fucks.
The crazy thing is my seventh house is Aquarius, so you would think I would be. I have Saturn in Aquarius, so they take me very serious. But it's like I don't like the whole. It's an uphill battle to get them to commit. But the thing is, I think I would do good with Aquarius because they will teach me how to not be so attached and not be
Hmm.
so like, 'cause as a
I
with the
agree.
Sun and Taurus, like I'm very like straight to the point, play it safe very by the book. They will teach me how to not be to liberate myself, but at the same time, Aquarius they change their mind. They like this is the thing with Aquarius man. You will not know where you stand with them. Like they're not gonna constantly reassure you. You know what I mean? Like if they want you to be extremely independent.
They
Like they
want you to
just
honor their freedom. And you
yeah.
have Saturn in Aquarius.
I
So
do
it's
too.
sort of like, yeah, but that is like, okay, honor the
Saturn, I
marriage.
think Saturn and Pisces.
Who has Saturn in
Huh?
Pisces?
Why do I think you had Saturn and Pisces,
I
Tessa?
have Saturn in Aquarius.
Okay.
No,
But
I have
Saturn in
Saturn
a
in Aquarius in the fifth house.
yeah, Saturn in Aquarius, it's like the thing about your relationships is yes, you want the seriousness and the foundation of that marriage or that loyalty. At the same time, you have to be willing to give your partner that freedom. And that's really the gift there is, knowing that yes, we have a serious situation, but I can be confident enough to give them their space. But no thank you to the no Aquarius. I'm good,
No,
especially Aquarius moon.
from
Yeah, I'm not to Aquarius moon. I can't do Aquarius moon, but Aquarius sun, yes. I like Aquarius suns.
what about Venus and Aquarius? You like Venus and Aquarius?
I
I like
had
Venus in
one.
Aquarius.
You're Venus
I
in
have
Aquarius?
progressed Venus in Aquarius.
Uh, I've dated a Venus in Aquarius. He was a Gemini rising, Pisces moon, Venus in Aquarius, and the love was
There's a whole
he was
bunch
very
going on right
detached.
there.
Yeah, very detached. No, thank you. I'll pass.
I like Venus in Aquarius. I can do Venus in Aquarius. But
I don't like the open
like
relationship.
when I dealt with Venus in Aquarius, when I dealt with somebody with Venus in Aquarius, like they also had like some water house placements. So I feel like they weren't that detached, but I like Venus in Aquarius. I can understand them seeing their partners as friends. Like I can
You have
I
to
can really
be friends
understand
with
that. And I
Aquarius.
like the freedom.
You have to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like if he does not consider you his friend, he is not like you're more likely to get him to commit to you if he considers you his friend than anything else. If he thinks of you in a romantic sense, you're probably more than likely he ain't messing with you like that. If he considers you his friend though, yeah, like you like literally with Aquarius men, you have to verify and clarify everything with them. Do not assume that you're in a relationship. Do not assume that he likes you because he is very friendly. He can make you think he likes you, and he really ain't digging you at all. Like any sign of any kind of like insecurity you have, oh, it's a wrap. If you're not, you have to be very independent with Aquarius man. Like you have
I,
to.
I like someone, I've been crushing on someone who has, they're not an Aquarius, but they have their stellium in the 11th house. And it's sort of like taking on that Aquarian energy. And I think for sure you have a better chance just kind of riding the wave with them. But then again, I can't even speak that much to it from a personal experience standpoint for those reasons because I haven't dealt with them so much. But I think you do get more with being a friend and just because but as a friend, you're more willing to give them their freedom and detach
Yeah.
from the situation.
Now, I will say for those who are listening, if you having a composite chart, if you have a stellium in the 11th house, that goes a long way in long-term relationships. Because Aquarius rules the 7th house, it rules a friendship. So if you have a stellium in the 11th house in a composite, or you fall in someone's 11th house, that goes a long way in a relationship. That's a very good thing because friendship keeps
It's
relationships.
crazy. What happened?
My ex is a can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it's crazy that you say that, Marathon, because that's exactly what I have with my ex. He was a Pisces rising, and my stellium fell in his 11th house, and my stellium in Capricorn fell in his 11th house. And then in our composite, we had Pluto, and we had a few planets in the
Where
11th.
did
I
you
can't
have
remember all of
Pluto?
them.
In
In the
the
11th, in the 11th of the composite, and we had a few other planets in our 11th house of the composite. We had a stellium in the 11th. And I will say, when it comes to relationships, that person, y'all are genuine friends, and that with that 11th house, you guys will do a lot of work together and like network with each
Yeah,
other a lot and
totally.
meet a lot of people and do stuff like that. But sometimes with that energy, if you don't have other supporting aspects, it can make the relationship feel dry, like it
Yeah.
lacks depth. And I like depth. I be needing that intensity. You know what I'm saying? I like romance. So that 11th house energy is nice, and it is good to be friends. But
But you
then,
do need more. Yeah, you're right. I
yeah,
agree. I agree, Sasha. Totally. I totally agree.
100%. Dun, dun, dun. Wait. Did you guys both say no for Aquarius?
I said no.
Who said no?
I
Mashasa?
said no.
Both of y'all said no. I said yes. I just said I
Yeah,
won't
she
do an
said yes.
Aquarius moon.
I said
I I say hell to the no. I don't want nothing to do. No. I want nothing to do with it.
so. For our final sign, last but not least, Piscean men.
Oh God.
No, I can't. No, do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Please, no. I have a child that has Pisces moon, and I tell you, if you want, And I have Pisces in the 12th house, and I have Mercury in Pisces. You want to talk about one being able to get over on me, and I consider myself to be pretty quick with other things. But the Pisces, just, they're too quick, they're too manipulative, and dancing around in my 12th house, I'm not going to be able to do it because they lie to me and I don't peep it until like afterwards. So I'm going to say absolutely not. But you know what? Let me not say absolutely not. I want to say maybe if it's a mature Pisces who has their spirituality aligned, because on my with my solar return chart, I have Pisces in the 7th house, so Neptune is transiting there right now and that sort of thing. So, if anything, I would like for them to be, spiritually inclined, but overall, no, because they lie too much for me.
It's gonna be a no for me. It's gonna be a no for me, only because I'm a Sagittarian person. Pisces rules Neptune. I'm not really keen on Neptunian energy, so I don't like all that fluffy fantasy stuff. I put Neptune as fantasy and delusions, and I'm not really into all. I need things to be more on the practical scale. So, and
Okay.
also Piscean men are prone to victimhood. They pay the martyr a lot, so I don't really like all that. Like, and they could be kind of unsure about what the heck's going on. Like, I don't really like that too much.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no, just because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Pisces men and just Pisces energy in general is that when they're in it, they're in it. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
a lot of times, if they're not a grounded Pisces or if they're involved, it can just be like you said, it can just be a fantasy. And so
Yeah.
once a transit hits and that reality check hits,
That's it.
then
Yeah.
that's when they wake up and they're like, oh shit, wait, no. And so like
It's true.
Pisces literally is two fish going in opposite directions.
Yeah.
Like that's literally their symbol. So no, they're a little bit too confused for me. They're a little bit too wishy-washy, flippy-floppy. Like I need a little bit more stability, security. But one thing I will say though that's beautiful about Pisces is that they're very creative and
Yes.
artistic, very sensitive,
Yeah.
but they can just be I need a man that's like more grounded. They be a little bit too confused for me.
I feel you on that. And I've dealt with one Pisces, and I'm gonna say no because, like you said, it's sort of like they wake up one day and it's a whole nother. Well, let that transit come, and they just be on some other shit. But I do know of like a Pisces who I know one Pisces that I can think of. My homegirl's brother. He's very consistent, but then again, that's attributed. We can attribute that to different things. But I'm gonna say overall for a Pisces man, no, because they'll have me fucked up, and I won't peep shit. And I'm gonna say no, absolutely not.
Did we all say no for Pisces?
The crazy thing is, I am a Pisces sun, but I'm a 28-degree Pisces sun. So I'm more towards my Aryan energy. I'm a progressed Aries sun. I'm a Mercury in Aries natally and progressed. So and I have a Taurus stellium. So I'm a Sagittarian person. I'm not really keen
on the extra line shit. Yeah. And you know what about Pisces is that they have one foot in on the earth realm, another foot in the spiritual, and they believe their own lies, especially Pisces moon.
Oh my God, Pisces really be believing their own lies.
Yeah,
like,
but not
crazy.
The Pisces moon women. The Pisces moon women usually put it, from what I see from my experience, they put it into something creative.
Yeah, I'm a Pisces moon.
No, my Pisces moon child, I have to be like, you do realize that none of us believe what you're saying, right? So it's hard. It's hard because you constantly have to check them because they're in between worlds. So I'm gonna say no because I have Mercury in Pisces and I don't have time.
One thing I will say is I will do the Pisces Venus. I like Venus and Pisces.
I don't like Venus and Pisces.
Why?
Because they're more prone to cheat.
Since when? Have you ever had one?
No, I'm gonna say no. I've dated a Venus and Pisces
Pisces before. I like Venus and Pisces. I like Venus and Pisces. They're very like sensitive, nurturing, romantic, like, but
I
then
can
at the
see that.
same time they give you your freedom. I like Venus and Pisces because you get the intensity of someone with like Venus and Scorpio. So you get
Okay.
that intimacy, but then at the same time, because it's Pisces, they still will give you your space. You know what I mean? They're not gonna
Yeah.
be all up on you like and super possessive.
Okay. I can feel you on that. I would prefer, if anything, I would totally do a Venus and Pisces before I would do what do you call that? A Mars in Pisces, a Sun in Pisces. Definitely no thank you to a Moon in Pisces unless he's directing his energy in something consistently and then he's got like a lot of grounded energy. But I would do a Venus in Pisces. I don't like Saturn. Well, I had someone who had their Saturn at an exact conjunction to my Mercury, and that was very uncomfortable. So I don't think I like the Saturn and Pisces so much either. So I'm gonna just have to pass on the Pisces.
Saturn
Yeah.
Pisces, the thing with Saturn and Pisces generation is they tend to be, because Saturn is at its detriment in Pisces. So they tend to not be aware of the practical side of things, the you know,
I know
boundaries.
that.
They tend to lack boundaries. They tend to lack structure. They tend to lack the what it means to have, why we need practical and obligations to things. They tend to be all over the place in terms of that.
Yeah, I just don't want any Pisces. I just have enough of the. I can't with the Pisces. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Yeah, so I mean,
Wow.
this
So
this
We
all
all
three
said
of us.
no.
yeah, we also know for Piscean men. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I have been enjoying this discussion. For you guys that are listening, Paradox Report and Sasha are both astrologers. Drop your links down below, guys, where you can be contacted. If you guys want your natal chart read or composite synergy chart, you can contact them. They're very good with it. You guys can leave your links in the chats really quickly. So people
Mm-hmm.
can contact where they can contact you for natal chart readings and astrology readings. I'm a beginner. I've been studying for about it's coming up on 2 years now. But I'm not an astrologer, not doing anybody's readings or anything like that. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate everybody for listening. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe and share our video. Yeah, you guys have any final endings for us?
No, I'm chilling. I plugged my Instagram. You can follow me on hypnosis hypnosis_tarot at on Instagram. Nope, I'm good. That's all I have to say.
Sasha?
Thank you so much for having us on the show. And I put my links in the chat. You can go to my website, shasasogold.com, or follow me on Instagram or Twitter at shasasogold. It was a pleasure.
Thank you guys.
Yes, nice to